give me all available information on President, over.
As history and tragedy were unfolding at Dealey Plaza, radio and telephone communications squawked between the Air Force Command Center, the White House, and Air Force One.
Wayside, this is Situation Room. I read from the AP bulletin, Kennedy apparently shot in head. He fell face down in back seat of his car. Blood was on his head. Mrs. Kennedy cried, "Oh no," and tried to hold up his head.
Earlier this year, these rare audio recordings were discovered in the personal effects of General Chester Clifton Jr., a military aide to President John F. Kennedy.
Post-mortem that has to be done by law under guard, performed at Walter Reed.
They want a post-mortem that needs to be done under law at Walter Reed.
Forensic audio and video expert Ed Primeau was tasked with remastering and piecing together the new tape with older, incomplete copies.
It's spine-tingling. It gives you goosebumps when you listen to it.
The result is an unflinching account of history unfolding in real time.
That is correct. That is correct.
We're hearing several commanders communicating logistical information about interrupting everybody's plans because the president was assassinated and what it's going to take to get them to all come together and deal with this disaster.
The president is on board. The body is on board. Mayor County is on board.
On the tapes, you can hear the military using code names. LBJ is volunteer.
We're waiting for the swearing in at the plane before takeoff. That's a volunteer? Pleasure.
That swearing in aboard Air Force One produced this iconic image of LBJ with a shaken Jackie Kennedy by his side. And after Air Force One was in the air, crews could be heard scrambling to sort out logistics.
Captain is in the rear compartment, and we suggest, because it is so heavy, that we have a forklift back there. Just remove the captain.
Volunteer wants a patch with Mrs. Rose as soon as possible.
Mrs. Rose Kennedy, Roger.
You can even hear LBJ passing on condolences to JFK's mother, Rose Kennedy.
I wish you thought there was something that I could do, and I wanted to tell you that we were greeting with you.
Yes, well, thank you very much. Thank you very much. I know you love Jack and he loves you.
To Primeau, just as interesting as what is on the tapes is what is not. There are a number of obvious edits.
I think it's pretty simple. Whoever created the tapes had certain parts of the conversations they didn't want anybody to hear.
It's good for people to listen for themselves and see how things develop, sometimes see the roughness of history.
John McAdams is a political science professor at Marquette University. He says these recordings are not likely to be the last pieces of history to surface even 50 years after the assassination.
The truth is a lot of stuff fell between the cracks. This particular tape, which was in the possession of General Clifton, took almost half a century to show up. The historical record on all kinds of fronts is a bit more ragged than one might think.